a long time.
He kind of stays to himself lately.
Yeah, I feel like I used to see him more often.
Well,
so
when
if you're listening,
I mean, but if there's one thing.
What?
And they've been misgendering one of our friends, and I think that friend just decided to like make a physical like boundary of like not putting herself in that situation where she's being misgendered by a person who's supposed to be her friend.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he consistently misgendered our friend.
Uh-oh. Is that why there's some divide?
Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm like, I don't know if I want to hang out right now, because misgendering is an issue for me. Like, if you're not respecting somebody, even when they're not in the room, you should respect their gender pronouns.
Yeah, that's really difficult. And I think with, I noticed that with my dad, I guess, because he'd been gone for so long that he didn't, I don't know if in Europe they deal with it as often.
Well, he's on the military base,
right,
too.
That's I do feel like that's a really sheltered environment sometimes. And so when he was here, he had questions about that. And I'm like, well, you can't assume ever, because
you ask.
It's not even biology. This is stuff that's been forced on them and on us, really. Like, I don't know what I would have chosen had I been given an option, but I didn't have an option. And even still,
we've been socialized to think that our biological sex is our gender.
Right. And it's totally not. It doesn't have to be.
No, it's about expression. It's about psychological feelings and how you interpret yourself and how you identify yourself.
And it's really funny because in this society, like, they expect gender to be dictated by that, but at the same time we're also blurring the rules more and more.
Oh yeah.
Even in like traditional
what is traditional? Because I'm like, from my understanding of what traditional is that the woman is on top and the woman is like in charge and the woman tells everyone else what to do.
Yeah.
Because I'm from a matriarchal society in my own home life. So I'm not used to having like a man come in and say, do this, do that. I expect this, I expect that. That's not my jam.
Right. And then
culturally, like,
definitely not. Like, I'm used to being, because, Puerto Rico's fairly matriarchal, but also still somewhat traditional in a weird way. I don't know. Well, I guess my dad's generation was, because he's like asked me about divorce and what I think that is. And I'm like, why are you asking me that? You divorced my parents. So
what do you think it is,
exactly.
Dad? You're the one who's been divorced.
Right. You're
not
the one.
Me.
Right. So it was really confusing, but
maybe he was trying to understand it because he doesn't know what it is.
I guess. But then my mom was like asking questions, like, too, because I'd never seen them in the room together. And I was
Were they together in a room?
Yes, twice.
Wow.
It was like weird.
Were they wanting to make out? Could you tell there was sexual tension?
No, I really hope not. No, because my dad's remarried again
to a young woman.
Yeah, it turns out my husband Joel is older than her by a few months.
Que cochino, man.
I know.
I can't judge somebody's love or whatever.
No,
but
I mean, that's cool.
It's just a little weird.
Awkward because then he's asking me questions and I'm like, yeah, that's our generation. Ew. Like, I have to explain this to you because I guess the finances thing with it being separate bank accounts with him and his wife, it was kind of awkward for him. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not a big deal for people my age. And, since your wife is basically in my peer group, then
you were just explaining how her brain process worked because of just a generational progress.
He was so funny. He was like saying, it's almost like
dating these modern women is so hard.
I know. It's so weird. And he's like, what is she expecting us to divorce? And I'm like, first of all, we're not talking about that topic. Second of all, you need to be prepared, like, because your generation, their divorce rate was like skyrocketed. And so now my generation, again, since me and my stepmother are in the same age group, oh my God. Then that's how we feel. It's like at any point this person can leave me, and so she feels the need to be independent and be separate.
Did she sign a prenup, or did he?
No. And then he was asking me about all that because, the topic of who's going to inherit everything came up within their family because
she has kids with him.
No, she has her own kids with someone else.
Well, then he can take care of that.
I mean,
is he close to the grave?
No.
Is your dad?
No, but my grandma, is in her elderly ages, and she is apparently leaving me the house because I'm the only person left on that side of the family.
That's not bad.
It's not, but then,
does he want it?
No, he doesn't want anything to do with any of it. And so that's the only reason why it's being signed to me, is because when my dad and my aunt go, I'm it. I'm all that's left, technically, because I do have a half sister, but she doesn't want to talk to anybody. And so it's like really difficult. But then at the same time, he's like talking to me and he's like, well, I mean, you and your stepmom are going to outlive me because, you know, she's only 4 years older than me. Mm-hmm. She was born the year a year after he married my mother. And I'm just like...
Literally, that could be their baby.
Yeah, actually. And I made a joke about that because I'm ballsy right now. Because
you're like, F you, caution to the wind.
Because I made a comment. I was like, yeah, she could have been one of my siblings since y'all miscarried when you were younger.
Oh, damn, girl, that's brave.
It wasn't a dig at, you know, the miscarriage. It was like trying to tell him, you literally could have fathered this girl.
That could have been your baby.
And he said, yeah, that makes sense because, you know, when we're arguing, sometimes she's like, you're not my dad. And I'm like, oh, that's so weird. I can't wrap my head around
that to you?
She did. She said that to him.
But he told you. He shared that with you.
Yes. Oy. And I'm like, are you trying to unpack this?
He's trying to get rid of that ick.
I think so. But I'm like, why am I the sounding board? Like, this is so
because you're
awkward.
Always the sounding board. Isn't that
everybody?
Real?
For
Fuck
everybody.
That shit.
And then going to the wedding, like my sister's bio dad showed up.
You went to the wedding?
I was in the wedding. She wanted me to be a bridesmaid. And I'm like, fucking A, I'm so tired of bridesmaids dresses. They're so ugly.
Did you tell her, no, I'm wearing a suit though? Like, yeah.
I mean, I went along with it because like her mom died and she doesn't really have any family. So I was like,
now she's trying to get a new daddy.
Well,
but not really.
Well, her bio dad showed up and my dad was kind of jealous. And I'm like, what is wrong with you?
That is something weird.
Dude, it was the weirdest dynamic ever. And then, like, she's wearing her mother's dress. She made a comment, and my dad was like, oh, I don't think I've ever seen the dress. And I'm like, yeah, that was at her mother's wedding. The one that you were at. Remember that one?
Wait, he went to her wedding?
Well, yeah, because he married her mother. And so that dress...
Wait.
I know that sounds really weird, but...
Wait. The dad, her dad, not your dad.
Yeah, well,
her
my dad married her mom.
What?
Yeah. My adopted sister, or stepsister, I guess I should say. But
wait, I'm so confused.
I know, it's really confusing. She was raised as my dad's biological daughter, even though he did not father her in any way.
But now she's married to him?
No, now she's married to some other dude.
Oh, okay.
But,
okay, I thought she married him. I thought I was like, what?
No.
Okay, I was really confused.
Hey, it's really easy to get my family ties crossed, though, because of how weird it is.
That's fair, okay.
And so her biological dad was there, too, to walk her down the aisle, and then they both had to walk her down the aisle, and then it was just different, I guess. I don't know. It was really complicated. And then...
But what color was your dress?
Lavender.
Oh, I like that.
I'm not a big fan of pastel purple on me and my body personally. It looked okay in the photos, but that's not the issue I had with that dress. The issue I had with that dress was the triangle tits that it gave me because the metal in the bra that was built in, like...
Didn't fit your body?
It wasn't fitting anyone's body.
Everyone
I swear
had triangle
to God.
tits.
Everyone, because if you turn to the side, so I made
like,
sure,
points.
right? And the photographer's like, turn to the side.
You're
and I'm
like,
like,
nope.
I'm gonna be facing you because if I turn to the side, I have literal triangle tits. So
I have pictures of myself in a dress very similar with the triangle poking out,
and it wasn't even at all
like,
close to my original nipple position.
No.
It was like up here, and I'm like, so I have triangle tits inside my neck. Awesome.
I think triangle tits will be the episode title now.
It's a titular title.
That was usually my summer job, was a dama.
Oh no!
Every summer, that's what I'd be doing for 4 years.
Yeah. I'm so done with. So I told my sister too. I'm like, listen, when you get married, I swear on all that is good, I will not be your bridesmaid. You pick somebody else. First of all, I'll be almost 40 by the time you get married, probably. So no,
I am no maid, ma'am.
I wasn't a maid then, and none of us were maids technically.
Why
because
is it called bridesmaid? Because I am not going to be your maid, bitch.
Well, they're supposed to be ladies in waiting, I guess, or something.
We live in America. We ain't got that.
This was an old tradition, though. Like back when people married and were still virgins on their wedding day.
When they were property to be exchanged for goods.
And I'm like... So, like, we had to help her get ready and all this stuff. And I'm just like, no.
Jason, do you want to share about the wedding you went to?
Oh, I just did a groomsman duty.
Oh.
Duties.
But, I mean, groomsmen don't really dress the groom.
Did you dress him?
Did you dress him?
Was he wearing his best Star Wars underpants? I don't know. I just really didn't want to witness the ceremony for him to finally touch a tit.
Wait, was he, are they not, were they virgins?
In the eyes of
As
God.
far as I know, yes.
So he'd never touched a tit before?
Like, they've known each other less than a year.
He's just not going to know where to start. He needs a map.
Here is the nipple. Explore.
Sorry, we cut you off. What?
They've known each other like less than a year, so like it was all very like
oh wow
fast. So
he wanted it bad.
Like,
the whole wait till marriage usually is after a couple of years. That's a quick courtship. Dang.
Who catered the wedding?
Listen, there was some really good. There was a roasted pig at the one I went to.
Oh damn! I would have gone to that one.
I got heartburn the next day because it was so good.
This one was Chick-fil-A.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's fucked up. I'm so glad I skipped that. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
Man, because her husband is. Or her husband's family is from Guam, so they had the traditional Chamorro food there, and then like a bowl the size of Mars full of fried plantains, so I was just eating plantain and pork.
How dare you not invite me?
I didn't even want to go.
I would have worn that shitty lavender dress, girl.
You could have been the bridesmaid. Go for it.
If she has another wedding,
I don't know. You never know nowadays.
Never know.
I could have another wedding, and I'll make you be the single bridesmaid in the fucking purple dress.
I don't want to be called a bridesmaid, though.
Right? Like, there needs to be a new term.
Can I just be called a lady in waiting?
No.
I would prefer that than maid.
But, like...
There's too many connotations with you calling me a maid, being that I'm a Mexican woman. Like, please.
I mean, I did clean shit, too, while I was there. But, yeah, there needs to be a new term for our modern-day bride.
Like, and her party.
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't be, like, do shit for me. It's do stuff with me.
Yeah. I mean, granted, who the hell's going to get into that dress? She had to, like, almost take a parachute to get in there.
See, I don't know. I'm not really pro wedding.
I don't think we need to have it on gender lines either.
Right. Like, what if I want dudes on my side?
Just like your 3 or 4 closest friends, however that works out.
For sure. Like, why in the world does it gotta be that way? Because I never could... I don't know. And then just... have them wear something different. Like, the body types were so different, and I'm like, how are we all going to be able to wear the same dress?
I would just assign a color and say, find something that's generally this color.
Yes, because the way that my body was,
I feel like you would look really good in like a dress that you have that's just like a maroon or a purple. Like,
and I totally had that exact color.
Yeah. Like, if you have a purple dress, cool. If you don't, go shopping for one and be comfortable.
Or just do black. What happened to black tie affairs? Just kidding.
I would love it if people would wear cocktail dresses.
Right.
Like, with glitter and shit. Like, fancy. Like, you can outshine me, girl. Try it.
Well, I don't know, but I'm pretty much hoping no one else gets married in my circle that makes us do that kind of thing, because I didn't have any of that at my wedding. So
I'm just throwing this out there so everyone knows that I will not come to a wedding unless it is like queer and ally positive.
That too.
Period.
For sure. And I think that goes along with what he was saying was why make it so gender specific? Because what if your closest friends are not gender are gender fluid, for example, then they're just